Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a simple yet profound reminder: life is brief, but the legacy we leave behind can be eternal. Each day we live, we move closer to the inevitable moment when our time on this earth expires. But before that day comes, we have the power, the responsibility to inspire, to influence, to impact others in ways that will last long after we are gone. The greatest tragedy is not death. The greatest tragedy is a life lived without leaving an imprint on others. We are not here just to exist. We are not here just to take, but to give hope, to give wisdom, to give strength to those who come after us. You are a beacon of light, and the world is watching, waiting for that light to shine. True fulfillment comes not in the abundance of material things, but in the lives we touch along the way. I ask you today, are you aspiring to inspire? Are you investing in others, helping them become more than they thought possible? For it is only in lifting others up that we rise to our highest selves. You see, inspiration is not a moment, it's a lifestyle. It's a choice we make daily. Every word you speak, every action you take is an opportunity to breathe life into someone's dreams, to awaken potential that may be lying dormant. Your encouragement could be the spark that sets someone's heart ablaze, pushing them toward greatness. But let me remind you of something crucial: time is short. None of us know the number of our days, yet what we do know is that we are here today. This very moment is your opportunity to make a difference. You and I have been given the gift of life not just to achieve personal success, but to pass the baton to the next generation. We must teach them what we have learned, show them what is possible, and empower them to reach heights we could never attain. When we live with the intention to inspire, something shifts inside us. Our dreams become bigger, not for our sake, but for the sake of those who are following us. We begin to understand that true greatness is measured by the number of lives we impact, not by the number of things we accumulate. We realize that life is not about longevity, but about legacy. The question is not if we will expire, for that day will come. The question is, what will we leave behind? Will we have inspired others to live better, to dream bigger, to walk taller? Will we have planted seeds that will grow into forests long after we are gone? So today I challenge you. Aspire to inspire. Make it your mission, your passion, and your purpose. Don't wait until tomorrow, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. Start today. Inspire today. Lead today. And when that day comes, when your time to expire arrives, you will know that you have lived fully, loved deeply, and inspired others to do the same. Thank you. Each and every one of us carries an undeniable force within us, the power to influence. Influence is not reserved for the elite or the famous. It belongs to every person, regardless of status, age, or background. Whether we recognize it or not, our words, our actions, and even our silence have the potential to shape the lives of those around us. You see, influence is like a ripple in water. Drop a small pebble into a pond, and the ripples extend far beyond the initial point of impact. In the same way, every interaction we have leaves an imprint on someone else's life. It may be a single conversation, a simple gesture, or a moment of kindness, but the effects of those moments can reach further than we imagine. Think about it. The people who have impacted your life the most were not necessarily those with wealth, power, or prestige. Often it was someone who spoke a word of encouragement, offered a helping hand, or simply believed in you when no one else did. Their influence moved you, shaped your decisions, and changed your direction. Now, imagine the same is true of you. Every day you encounter people, family members, friends, co-workers, even strangers whose lives you are touching, whether you realize it or not. The power of influence is not in controlling others, but in inspiring them to discover their own potential, to dream bigger, and to live with purpose. When you lift someone else up, you create a chain reaction of positive energy that moves from person to person, continuing long after your initial act. Influence is not about having all the answers or being perfect. It's about being authentic, showing vulnerability, and using your unique experiences to help others navigate their own journey. When you share your story, your struggles, and your victories, you give others permission to believe that they too can overcome. Moreover, the beauty of influence is that it multiplies. The more you invest in others, the greater the return, not just for you, but for the community, the generation, and the world around you. In the act of empowering others, you build a legacy of influence that extends beyond your lifetime. Those you inspire will go on to inspire others, and the ripple effect will continue long after you are gone. But we must remember, with great influence comes great responsibility. Our influence can either build up or tear down. It can ignite hope or extinguish dreams. This is why we must be intentional with our words and actions. We must choose to influence for good, to use our power to uplift, encourage, and inspire. So I ask you, how are you using your influence? Are you using it to inspire greatness in others? Are you helping people realize their full potential? The truth is, we all possess the ability to influence, and it is our duty to wield that power with purpose and compassion. Influence is not about you, it's about what you leave in the hearts of others. Remember, the world is watching. Someone is looking up to you, waiting for a spark, a push, a reason to believe that they too can achieve something extraordinary. You may never know the full extent of your influence, but you can be sure of this: it has the power to change lives. In the grand scheme of life, it's easy to get caught up in our own pursuits, desires, and ambitions. We often measure success by what we accumulate: money, recognition, achievements. But true purpose, the kind that gives lasting fulfillment, is found not in what we gain for ourselves, but in what we give to others. Our lives become truly meaningful when we recognize that we are here for something much greater than ourselves. When we live with a purpose beyond self, we shift from seeking personal gain to investing in the well-being and success of others. This shift in mindset transforms the way we approach everything we do. Our careers, relationships, and everyday interactions take on new meaning when we realize that we are part of something bigger, a collective responsibility to help others grow, thrive, and realize their own potential. To live beyond self is to recognize that life is not just about me, it's about we. We are interconnected. Our actions affect more than just our immediate circle. They create ripples that spread throughout our communities, families, and even future generations. When we embrace a purpose that transcends our personal desires, we begin to see opportunities in every moment to make a positive impact. Consider this: your skills, your talents, and your resources are not just for you. They are tools given to you to serve a greater good. When you use them to help others, you not only elevate their lives, but you also elevate your own. The fulfillment is found in knowing that your life has contributed to the success, happiness, and growth of those around you. In giving to others, you receive more than you could have ever imagined, not in material wealth, but in a sense of significance that no amount of money or status can bring. Living with purpose beyond self also requires sacrifice. It calls us to lay down our own ambitions at times to lift someone else up. But here's the paradox: in sacrificing for others, we find a deeper sense of meaning in our own lives. The joy of seeing someone else succeed, knowing you played a part in their journey, far outweighs the satisfaction of personal accolades. And purpose beyond self isn't just about grand gestures or large-scale acts. Life as we know it is fleeting. We are all bound by time, and no matter how we try to extend or preserve it, our days on this earth are numbered. Yet within this brief span, we are given an extraordinary opportunity, the chance to build a legacy that outlives us. Our time may be temporary, but the impact we leave behind can resonate long after we are gone. Each day we are alive is a gift, a moment to write the chapters of our story. But it's not enough to simply exist. It's not enough to focus on personal achievements, fleeting pleasures, or material success. While those things may bring temporary satisfaction, they are bound to fade. What endures is the influence we have on others, the seeds we plant in the hearts and minds of those we encounter along our journey. Legacy is not defined by wealth, titles, or status. It is defined by the lives we touch, the people we empower, and the love we give. It is about the values, principles, and wisdom we pass on to those who follow us. Think about it generations from now. No one will remember the car you drove or the house you lived in, but they will remember the way you made them feel, the lessons you taught, and the example you set. Legacy is about leaving a mark on the world that is measured not in things, but in the lives we helped shape. Living with the awareness that life is temporary brings a powerful sense of urgency. It reminds us that we don't have endless time to make a difference, to mend relationships, to speak words of encouragement, or to offer a helping hand. We don't have time to waste on pursuits that serve only ourselves. Instead, we must focus on building something that will stand long after we are gone. Creating an eternal legacy requires intentionality. It demands that we look beyond the immediate and the temporary and instead set our sights on what truly matters people. Every action, every choice, every word spoken in kindness or encouragement contributes to the legacy we leave behind. Each day we are either building up or tearing down the foundation of that legacy. Legacy is also a form of immortality. Though our physical bodies may pass, the impact we've had on others' lives on. The lessons we teach, the values we instill, and the kindness we show become part of the fabric of those who come after us. Inspiration is not a one-time event or something reserved for special occasions. It is a daily commitment, a way of life that requires us to be mindful and intentional in our interactions with others. Every day presents us with opportunities to inspire, to breathe life into someone's dreams, to encourage someone facing a challenge, or to simply remind others of their own potential. Inspiration is a responsibility we carry with us each and every day. The beauty of inspiration is that it doesn't always come from grand gestures. Often it's found in the simplest of actions. A kind word, a moment of encouragement, a listening ear. These small acts can have a profound impact. We may never fully know the effect of these moments, but we can trust that they have the power to lift others up and give them the strength to keep going. A word spoken at the right time can be the difference between someone giving up and someone pressing forward. However, this kind of inspiration requires us to be present. We must be aware of the people around us, their struggles, their hopes, and their dreams. It means being intentional in our interactions, seeking not just to get through the day, but to touch the lives of others in meaningful ways. To inspire daily is to wake up with the understanding that your life is not just for you, it is meant to be a source of light, hope, and encouragement for others. Making inspiration a daily commitment also means recognizing that inspiration is contagious. When we live in such a way that others are uplifted by our presence, they in turn are empowered to do the same for others. This creates a ripple effect where one act of inspiration can multiply and spread far beyond what we could ever imagine. The impact of a single inspired life can reach across families, communities, and even generations. But let's not forget, inspiration is also a choice. It requires intentionality and effort. There will be days when we feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. On those days, the choice to inspire may seem difficult, but it is in those very moments that our ability to lift others becomes most powerful. Even in our struggles, we can inspire by showing resilience, courage, and determination. When others see us, life becomes truly meaningful when we learn the art of giving more than we take. The fulfillment that comes from generosity far exceeds the fleeting satisfaction of self-interest. To give more than we take is to live with a mindset of abundance, recognizing that our time, resources, and abilities are meant to be shared and invested in others, not hoarded for ourselves. This is where the essence of purpose lies, not in accumulation, but in contribution. When we adopt a giving mindset, we shift from asking, "What can I gain?" to asking, "What can I give?" It is a conscious decision to live outwardly focused, seeking opportunities to add value to the lives of others. The beauty of giving is that it multiplies. The more we pour into others, whether through time, wisdom, kindness, or resources, the more we find that our own lives are enriched, not in material wealth, but in significance and joy. Giving more than we take requires a heart of service. It means recognizing that our lives are interconnected and that our actions have the power to elevate others. When we give, we are not just meeting a need in someone else's life, we are investing in their potential. A single act of generosity can unlock doors of opportunity for others, pushing them toward their own success and fulfillment. And giving is not limited to grand acts or financial contributions. Sometimes the greatest gifts we can offer are the gifts of time, encouragement, or simply being present. Listening to someone when they need to be heard, offering support when someone feels alone, or sharing knowledge that can guide someone on their path. These acts of giving create ripple effects that extend far beyond the moment. There is also an intrinsic power in giving that shapes our character. When we make it our mission to give more than we take, we cultivate qualities like humility, empathy, and compassion. Living with intentionality means approaching every day, every decision, and every action with purpose. It's about being deliberate in how we use our time, how we engage with others, and how we pursue our goals. When we live intentionally, we are not simply going through the motions or letting life happen to us. Instead, we are consciously shaping our lives, making choices that align with our values and focusing on what truly matters. Intentionality brings clarity to our lives. It helps us sift through the noise and distractions that so easily pull us away from our purpose. When we live with intention, we have a clear sense of direction, and we are able to prioritize what is important over what is urgent. We stop reacting to life and start living proactively, ensuring that our actions are in harmony with the future we want to create. But intentionality is not just about achieving personal success or reaching our own goals. It's also about how we impact the world around us. When we are intentional, we consider the effect of our words and actions on others. We become mindful of how we treat people, how we invest our time, and how we contribute to the lives of those we encounter. Living intentionally means recognizing that every interaction, no matter how small, is an opportunity to influence and inspire others. Intentionality requires discipline and focus. It's about making conscious choices rather than drifting along on autopilot. This might mean passing the baton to the next generation is one of the most significant responsibilities we carry. Our lives are not just about what we accomplish in our own time, they are about what we leave behind for those who follow us. The knowledge, wisdom, and experience we gain throughout our lives are not meant to be held onto, but to be passed on, ensuring that the next generation can stand on our shoulders and reach even greater heights. This act of passing the baton is a recognition that our influence does not end with us. The principles we live by, the lessons we've learned through hardship and success, and the values that have shaped us, all of these are part of the legacy we leave for others. The next generation looks to us for guidance, not just in words, but in the example we set through our actions, integrity, and resilience. What we demonstrate in our own lives teaches them how to navigate their own. There's an inherent humility in this process. Passing the baton means we understand that we are part of a much larger story, one that transcends our individual achievements. It requires us to be intentional about mentoring, teaching, and empowering those who come after us, equipping them with the tools they need to build a better future. By doing so, we create a continuum of growth and progress, where each generation improves upon the last. This is not just about transferring knowledge or skills, it's about instilling in them the courage to dream bigger, to think differently, and to overcome challenges with perseverance. We must plant seeds of confidence and possibility in their minds, nurturing their gifts and talents so they can realize their full potential. And as we do, we should also remind them that they too will one day have the responsibility to pass the baton to those who come after them. However, passing the baton is not simply handing over tasks or responsibilities. It's about entrusting the next generation with thee. In conclusion, the essence of life is not found in what we gain for ourselves, but in what we give to others. We are called to aspire to inspire before we expire, to live in such a way that our influence, our impact, and our legacy extend far beyond our time on this earth. Every day we have the power to influence those around us, to give more than we take, and to live with a purpose beyond self. Time is fleeting, but the legacy we leave is eternal. By living intentionally, with our hearts and minds focused on empowering others, we create a ripple effect that will shape future generations. We must be committed to passing the baton to those who come after us, ensuring that they are equipped not only with knowledge, but with the courage, inspiration, and strength to rise even higher. So today I challenge you to make inspiration your daily commitment. Be mindful of the power you hold and use it to lift others. Aspire to inspire, live with purpose, and ensure that when your time comes, you leave behind a legacy that continues to inspire long after you are gone.